Okay, Krishna, are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, please go ahead.
Namaste, good morning, good afternoon, and around the world. First of all, thank you, ENCCT, for this brilliant incentive. And I think this is where we need to really, really focus on this one. First of all, I think I really briefly talked before about and I like to say thank you to Hari Bura Mogarji for kindly introduction to me with the Deepesh sir and then with the wider audience. So at the moment, I based in London last 25 years, and purely one of the pure reason is the at the moment I led the expedition to Everest, to Dhaulagiri, and also the guiding around Europe and America last 25 years. So I think for me, it's important bit is a little bit unique. Is I think as a Nepalese, we need to promote the tourism in Nepal. At the same time, being a Nepalese, why don't we promote the world? As in, why don't we bring the Nepalese people around the Europe or America and then kind of envisage and explain and explore more as a Nepalese? This is what I started. And the second thing is, I think we need to a little bit more focus on the I think for especially the disability sectors and women in Nepal, and the maybe highlight not as us bringing being in Nepalese, and also Nepalese going outside and have an understanding of the in like standardize for standardizing as in the with aligned with the B2B with the world or the Europe or America, and also the maybe clear defined path for the tourism and about the rules and regulation. uh, I think from my perspective is maybe in the future, ENCCT will be our kind of channel, and then maybe spoke from the from the tourism or the tourism companies, and maybe pass channel to the government level. Maybe how can we enhance our standard and our commitment for the higher level? At the same time, maybe company like us to explore and understanding the ground level of the the management, and the policies and procedure, like I think we all talking about the before on this subject. So to be honest, I think that from my perspective is just the highlight is 3 point. Number one is the rules and regulation COVID-19 and plan and procedure for the wider European and the wider tourist who wants to go to Nepal in time in advance so that they can plan and preparation. Maybe number two is maybe have some sort of like visit event or program so all the companies can outlet using our platform, and like use the media for a timeline and procedure. And the other third thing is maybe in like I say, maybe CCT will channel our needs as a company, and then maybe push towards the Nepalese government and politics level, so that we can have a better footprint and international standardization in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Krishnaji. So Krishnaji, did you want to share your slides?
Uh, I
Do you
haven't
want
got.
to quickly go through your companies? So you sent me the slides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to share, and you can just quickly go through the things that you do, and you have some couple of slides on your suggestions?
Yes, please. Any of the slide would be
Yeah.
great.
So let me share, and please go through that, and we will finish up your presentation. Let me share your slides here. One second. All right, please go ahead. So this one, the introductions, we have done that. So do you want to go through this slide?
Yeah, I think pretty much, to be honest, I think everyone is aware all the companies, what they does, and what we provide. I think it's pretty much the same from, wider, everyone understand that.
Okay.
I don't think it's, like what's talking here.
Okay. So one thing that that looks interesting there is skiing. So you do skiing trips as well, is it? In Nepal as well, or only in the Europe?
Yeah, no, actually, that this is one of the I think one of the door we wanted to open in the Nepal is the yes, absolutely. Thank you, Deepesh sir, for highlighting this one. Like in the Nepal, every winter come, all the door close, and everyone is either going down, and then tourism is pretty much at the moment the perception for the wider is it's only summer, winter, or spring, winter in Nepal. I think I wanted to change that. So we've been skiing last 9 years around the Nepal. Actually, I submit the Dhaulagiri and ski from the summit as well. So there is a huge potential in the future for the winter, not only skiing, I think winter tourism and maybe some sort of boot camp survival and then the lesson learned in the extreme condition, not like extreme but the basic survival lesson and the as a life. I think that's huge potential. Actually, I'm also the international qualified ski teacher. I in the winter I teach the European in the Mount Blanc, and the Germany, Switzerland. This is my full-time job in the winter. So I wanted to copy that and then bring in Nepal. But hopefully, maybe in the future, I like to really speak with the ENCCT team in the future, and maybe through the channeling we can promote and enhance our capability and incentive in the future to enhance the Nepalese winter sport in Nepal.
Okay, wonderful. So that's very interesting. So I haven't heard much about the skiing in the past. So this is definitely something that we could discuss and see if there is any new things that we can do here. So do you want to talk about those challenges with European tourists here?
Yeah, I think I think I briefly highlight one of the biggest, I think, uh, observation from the European at the moment is also, I think we got, 5 to 7 people asking for the Everest and for coming season. But the problem is we haven't got, as a government, we haven't got the clear rules and regulation in time to guide and us as a tour operator to advise them. So a little bit at the moment in the blank space, we are, try to assume what government, what rules could be, played in the future. I think as long as we have some sort of clear path and regulation and rules, maybe that's what I really like to ENCCT, maybe utilizing and then use your platform, maybe speaking with the government and enhance in the future so that us as a operator on the ground have a clear path and a clear understanding and to speak on the ground.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. Okay, thanks. So the last slide there.
Yeah, and maybe just kind of broadly on the last slide is the if we have some sort of like like maybe visit Nepal program or project, or maybe something to connect what we are grateful as a country. Of course, mountain, but at the same time, we are very rich in cultural diversity and the spiritual path. And I think if you look at the COVID itself at the moment, it's actually death. COVID death is nothing to do with the virus. It's pretty much those who have got the physical illness and mental illness. That's what the scientifically proven the death is. So I think to me is if we look more understanding in deep. So if we in the Nepal is nature, we go outside, is spiritual connection, connecting with the nature, connecting with the people. This is what our Sanskriti is. This is what our Sanstha is. We believe in this thing. I think if we can tap in the long term, what bring us unique and our Sanskriti and culture to enhance as a lives, and then maybe long term, if we open up through some sort of event or program, we'd be really, really grateful for the companies and also for the rest of the world to bump up our tourism Nepal post COVID-19.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, that's great. Let me just stop share now. Okay, that's great, Krishnaji. It's a wonderful ideas. I'm pretty much impressed with a couple of things that you brought up there. Uh, so I would like to touch base on one thing that you
So just
mentioned.
a minute, Divyaji, Krishnaji, sorry, have you introduced yourself? Where you based? That would be interesting for us. Uh,
Right. So Krishnaji, okay.
Thank
Continue.
you, sir. Yes, sir. So I got the community-based charity register in the UK, and and then also the company and the HST Advanced Company in Kathmandu, and also charity in Nepal. I think the one of the most, I think for me, is as being a Nepalese. I think I highlighted before as well, not only the rest of the world explore the Nepal, but us as Nepalese, we need to explore the rest of the world as well. This is where I wanted to kind of very close to me, and but exploring outside is also inclusively we are exploring, bringing a lot more tourism in Nepal. Uh, Thank you, sir.
Right. So thank you. Okay. So Krishnaji, that's great. So in our chat on the phone the other day, you mentioned about the volunteering stuff. I think those are wonderful ideas as well. Maybe at some point we can organize a talk program focusing on volunteering tourism, how we can promote that, what will be the best strategy. So there are like many people from Ireland that go to Nepal for volunteering, and they end up staying months even touring different places in Nepal. So it's not the volunteering, it's more like the tourism. So volunteering would be an avenue. So I think that is a very good way of promoting Nepal. So we can have two things ongoing at the same time. You have a tourism as well as you have the volunteering. So I guess that's something that we can explore together, and we can come up with some marketing ideas. Now, the one thing that you brought up regarding rules and regulations, the tour operators at the moment, they are kind of in the blank spot. It's something empty space where they don't know what to do. What are the government's guidelines? The clear guidelines on what needs to be done. What is the strategy in the country when the tourists will be allowed, what tourists will need to do, what they are required to submit when they come to Nepal, where they can go, where they can't go, how long they need to be in a quarantine, all those different things that you mentioned, like those things, guidelines are not clear. I have seen some of the social media chat groups where people are complaining similar things. So for that, through ENCCT, we are thinking of organizing an interaction or some sort of a briefing event, hopefully if possible in a periodic basis, maybe monthly possible, if not quarterly. In that, we will request the concerned authorities in Nepal, maybe it could be Nepal Tourism Board or representative from Immigration Department in Nepal, and they can come and talk about all the requirements, all the guidelines, and clearly, and if there are any questions from the tour operators, they can act directly in that forum. So that is something that we'll be working together with embassies, European embassies in, and Nepalese embassies in Europe, and other stakeholders and government agencies in Nepal. Hopefully we'll be able to do that in near future. And we see, as you mentioned, that will be very helpful, not only for a select group of people, but for the entire people, the agencies, tour operators who are working in the tourism sector, especially those who send the tourists to Nepal. So that's one thing. And another thing, good thing that you brought up regarding the government level marketing strategy. So there should be some government to government contact and see how we can use that platform to pump the Nepalese tourism promotion in Europe. So that at this point, what I can say is one base channel is the Parliamentary Friendship Group. I do know there is a Parliamentary Friendship Group in the UK, and we have recently established a Parliamentary Friendship Group in Ireland. There's a re-established basically, so there is a new group, and I think there are some other Parliamentary Friendship Groups in different parts of Europe. We'll be working closely with the Nepalese embassies in Europe and see how we can use that resource in the tourism sector. So that's, I think, is a very good point. And another one you brought out about visit events. So that is another good point. So I'm not sure if you are aware. So we, and this is before ENCCT was established. That is back in 2017 with Nepal Tourism Board. The group of people in Europe, we ran a campaign, Visit Nepal Europe 2017, in which many embassies, like all of the embassies, Nepalese embassies in Europe, they supported, they participated, and many organizations, Nepalese organizations in Europe, they participated. And Nepal Tourism Board, it was Nepal Tourism Board's campaign, and that was very successful. So similar type of events we can introduce in future. Definitely we'll work on that. So again, Krishnaji, thanks for all your helpful ideas. I'm sure if we can implement those ideas in the future, we'll be kind of in a speed what this today's talk program is about, like the jumpstart. So those are the kind of ideas we need to do the jumpstart for Nepalese tourism promotion in Europe. Okay, so with that, we have two more speakers remaining, Enric and Mr. Janardhan. Enric, are you there?